Formula 1-E arrived in Bahrain for the first round of Season 2. And the main news was that Porsche and Dragon had little battles of squabbling between themselves had continued, and actual fact had ended up with a court case being going to be settled between them, which will take place as soon as this season ends. Meanwhile, Red Bull saying their pace from pre-season seems to have gone downhill compared to their pace at Bahrain, with many times set by Albon well outside the top 10. Whether or not Verstappen, of course, was inside the top 10, but only just. But DS looked the fastest of all, and looked to bridge hopefully this being a power circuit will be able to bridge the gap between themselves and Ferrari. Will be hoping to be fighting for victory when it comes up. There are still questions, however, being asked over the appointment of Antonio Felix da Costa, considering the fact he's played settled fiddle at the end of last season to Carlos Sainz and McLaren. Time will tell whether the Portuguese appointment at the Chinese outfit will bring the results it requires. But to Ferrari themselves, who look very comfortable on their race pace and through the corners sections of the middle sector. Although they do not have the fastest engine, they still, Ferrari, have the fastest overall pace as they look to get a pole and victory in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Fortunately Ferrari, however, it wasn't pole to be, because Charles Leclerc is on the front row, however, with Sergio Perez getting the 2 points that pole brings. Sebastian Vettel is third, and Antonio Felix da Costa lines up fourth. Good job by Esteban Ocon is fifth, Renault showing they have got some pace, and Lando Norris is sixth at McLaren Andretti BMW. Pete Thompson starts 7th, Carlos Sainz 8th, Verstappen 9th, and Magnussen, good job from him, and unknown what the Virgin Audi will be able to achieve. Outside the top 10 sees Brendan Hartley, Mitch Evans as well, good promising start for him, and of course his teammate down in 15th, split by Albon and Russell. Both Jaguars looking to get the upgrades as soon as possible and progress further up the grid. A disappointing day, however, for Daniel Ricciardo as he struggled with the pace. Could only start 16th. De Vries disappointing 17th. The two Mercedes struggled, and Massa was slowest of all for today's Bahrain Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1-E mod. Today we are doing episode number 1. It's a brand new series on the channel. We have 14 rounds, excuse me, as we are following the Formula E calendar before it all got cancelled due to the coronavirus. And I'm allowed to say that because one of the advantages of being a smaller YouTuber, I don't have to face up to monetization, so which I think is a little bit ridiculous, I'm not going to lie. But yes, to Bahrain, a track that not great, to be honest, because I'm a pad user.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
I had a pound every time Jeff say the same sentence every time I've been at Bahrain. I've been at Bahrain a few times recently, obviously with the back end of Final Fantasy F1, and obviously also doing some alternative mod races as well, because it was up in real life, so and other stuff. And I hear the same thing, and if I had a pound for every time Jeff said the same sentence, I'll be rich beyond my wildest dreams. As 5 red lights and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and we block off with Max Verstappen there on the right hand side. Can we get the McLaren and Norris around the outside into turn 2? Norris takes the curb and gives us space. A little bit too much space, and that allows us up to go it into P6 as a good job. Oh, a little bit of a dive there by Antonio Felix da Costa, but da Costa loses out to the two Ferraris as he takes the curbing through turn 2 as now for Ferrari and DS and Da Costa. I think that's Leclerc and Da Costa going side by side. In actual fact, Leclerc is going to get the place back on Da Costa as they go back through the end of the sector, because of course the chassis is a lot better than the Ferrari. But of course the engine, I mean, come we get the back straight of Azerbaijan and Monza, maybe come here, looks like actually in the braking zone here. Can we look around the outside of Ocon? It turns the inside of turn 2. Yes, we can. Up into what will be P5. Ocon though is going to come straight back at us. In actual fact, that's going to allow Lando Norris to join in the fun. In actual fact, the man with the bald head actually goes through on the Frenchman and up into P6. We're up into P5. He's having a look at us now, and he wants P5. Is he going to get the through? I mean, this is when we need the Porsche engine to pull us through, but it's not as powerful as the BMW. Jeff wants us to pick a lap early, but I don't think so. The tyre wears enough. We're going to dive down the inside of Norris, see what we can do. Unfortunately, there's a little bit too much curving there. We tried to switch back, but that failed as well on Norris. So we're going to have to wait to the end of lap 3. And this is where Norris takes a little bit of the curving through the final corner. That's going to compromise his line. It's from trying to go overtake side by side with Antonio Felix da Costa. I can't see DRS in either of them for some reason, as out of nowhere comes Esteban Ocon in his Renault, and we're going to go, what, 4 cars going through this corner? And up into P4. I think, actual fact, we need a replay to confirm everything else, but that is a nice overtake. Norris slowed down by, Norris blocked by Da Costa, and the Englishman has to settle for P6. Although, saying that, our time in P4 doesn't really last long, because of course the DRS and engine speed of the DS allows Da Costa to breeze past in the second DRS zone and back up into P4. So coming in at the end of lap 4 for our first and only stop to set of hard tyres. I'm not looking forward to this stint, because of course this will mean that the hards are always the worst tyre, but in this mod they have, as we come out, in 18th, 19th and 20th places, so right at the back. We'll have to see if we can catch up and get ahead of some of the other cars now. We might be able to get ahead of Da Costa, but unfortunately those promises were short-lived, because Massa didn't spot Daniel Ricciardo. Both of them retired, and Verstappen. This allows Verstappen and the Virgin Audi of Kevin Magnussen to jump me and move up into that, and also allows Leclerc to take the lead off Perez, who had been at the front ahead of Vettel, and all of a sudden now Leclerc has been able to pit under safety car and make it. Verstappen is also up into P5, and Magnussen in the Virgin Audi. Great job for another good strategy call by them. They're up into P6. So moving to lap 7 now. The safety car has come in, and we are, well, the Audi engine isn't it? They clearly developed it, because last year, if you remember the first season, we were racing with the Audi engine in the Red Bull team. And actual fact, it wasn't that great, but it's really clear that, as you can see that on lap 10, as Hartley is the man that is also made a big mover in the pit stop phase, and he's up to P8 now. So he's that cushion ahead of the Renault of Esteban Ocon, and I believe also there's George Russell's in the points as well for Venturi Williams, considering the fact that Massa qualified last. Hartley's going to go through here. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. There's no way this car's going to go too wide, especially with that understeer. See what the New Zealander can do here. I mean, he did qualify outside the top 10 and he was quite a bit off us, but maybe this will be the New Zealander's time to shine. We're gonna lining up, however, down the main straight. I mean, we're going to have DRS now. Rolls reversal. As we can't really catch the time ahead. There's Kevin Magnussen. I don't know what they put in that car, but they've done it. As you can see, Ocon, the Renault engine is just far too powerful, but he's chose the inside line, which was bad for him. And George Russell's going to come out of absolutely nowhere and take them all. Fantastic overtake by Russell. So he goes side by side with Hartley. I mean, he's already dispatched Ocon. And goes side by side with Hartley. And now all of a sudden is teeing me up for P7. I mean, although he did actually miss unable to get that, as Russell now is going to have a look down the inside into turn 1. We're going to go side by side with the Venturi Williams, but we force them out and retain P3 as we have the worst corner. Yes, that's every corner. That corner is like that every time for a pad user. It is literally the definition of the hatred of pad. And oh my goodness grief, we're going to make it 3 times in a row around this corner. Usually I'm able to defend DRS down that corner, but I don't know if it's the Porsche engine or something. Maybe it's the aerodrome, as we're going to have a look down the inside corner cut. I mean, why not not make it against Russell? I don't think I got a warning for that anyway. But the final corner, have the DRS. Force them out. We're going to go track extend. Yes. Come on, we'll have the DRS on Russell. He's looking to overtake us without DRS. And look at Hartley. He's got the best corner out. In actual fact, Russell's going to lose out big time, because I think that is Carlos Sainz in the McLaren, not Lando Norris, who is going to move up into the latter half of the point. You can see that Russell is indeed going to lose out to Hartley on the edge there, and surely he's now going to lose out. You can see there also, we'll bring you this picture of Max Verstappen getting ahead of Antonio Felix da Costa. As the cheaters' day goes from a little bit bad to worse for them, as all Verstappen locks up, and this will allow da Costa to go back, but then da Costa's aero kicks in. In actual fact, Lunter at the lap 14, Sainz has got dispatched Russell now and has got DRS. He's sort of becoming a bit of a nuisance, Sainz, but he takes the curbing again and loses traction, and that allows Hartley to ultimately come back through, and that will be the end of the race. Hartley will eventually also retain that. I don't know what Kevin Magnussen's car was on, but it was on. We couldn't catch him in the end, and we were actually some 3.5 seconds behind the Dane, with a huge train. Charles Leclerc comes back, and he thanks to the safety car, takes P1. Perez finishes second, but of course gets extra points for pole. Leclerc extra points for faster lap. Vettel finishes in third. Max Verstappen will be very happy with 4th place. Da Costa, I think, will probably be a bit miffed. He couldn't challenge Vettel. Magnussen finishes in 6th. With myself, to be honest, we could have had P4. I think we were on for P4. I think we could have got ahead to Costa. I don't think his tyre strategy was doing him any good. Staying out that extra lap. We were clearly going faster than him on the softs, but on the hards, the pace just fell away. Hartley finished P8. Sainz 9th, and George Russell, I think, will be very happy with the final point. That would be some big advantage for Venturi Williams in the constructors in terms of the championship for them. Get ahead of those other struggling teams at the back like Jaguar, Mercedes and co. Outside the top 10 sees Lando Norris, Ocon unable to get finish in the points after qualifying in the top 10. Gasly finishes 13th with Albon 14th, disappointing day for him. De Vries 15th, Hamilton, Van Dorn, and then Mitch Evans. I'm not sure what happened to him. I think he had some front wing damage with Ricciardo and Massa, of course. Not finishing because, of course, Ricciardo had a mechanical issue and Massa didn't see him, so he just went sailing into the back of him. In terms of the drivers, they're all literally the same order as the race results, so I won't go too much in there. Leclerc taking the lead ahead of Perez and Vettel. And of course, the constructors means that Ferrari now have the lead, 11 points over DS Chichita. And of course, Abu Dhabi's the next one. The third sector will be bad for DS Chichita. Aston Red Bull are third. Ourselves, a surprise fourth, despite all the bickering that's going on. Virgin Audi are solid fifth as well. They'll be happy with that, with BMW, McLaren, Andretti, Williams the only other point scorers. With Renault, I'm sure they will pick up points soon. They just really had a bad day with Ricciardo retiring, Ocon being unlucky with the strategy in the department, and the Mercedes and Jaguar. I worry about Mercedes, whether they can get the upgrades or not. We'll have to wait and see. So that's going to be it for today's episode of the F1-E mod. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for new see more episodes of the F1-E mod as one come out. As I say, I will upload this to race department, probably most likely tomorrow now, because during the timing that is recording, and I've got to get everything better and all the screenshots and so on. So forgive me if you don't see it tonight. It'll be tomorrow definitely. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day and goodbye.